Come on in, you guys. Welcome back. This is the ARROYO Show. I am Brandon Arroyo. If it's your first time here, please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. What a guest we have coming for you today. One of the rising young comedians in the world of young comedy, Mr. Mark RICCI. Thank you so much for joining us, brother. How are you?
Of course. I love that single round of applause.
You know what?
That's what I've been needing.
How's your day going so far, brother?
Yeah. Toronto's slowly going back to civilization, so that's kind of nice. But it's not like the 7,000 cases per day in LA and stuff like that. So, you know, I left LA just at the moment where it was all going to crap.
Yeah. And I want to talk to you about the Toronto comedy scene as well, because I'm curious how things look out there versus Los Angeles, versus New York, versus Chicago, where we have so much great comedy as well. But let's start off talking about the special, man. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so basically the whole idea was that I was going to be the first teenager with a special, or the youngest person with a special. And it basically covers the teenage experience. It has that perspective of a rebellious young teen who's kind of dealing with the pressures of growing up in high school. And so I thought it would be an interesting perspective to take a comedy special from, because we don't see much of that. You know, usually it's adults complaining about their kids and life like that. So I wanted to have kind of a fresh voice and hopefully introduce people to a new side, something they haven't really seen before.
What are you most excited about for people to see the special?
Well, it's just a thrill for people to search up the special on Amazon Prime, and boom, there it is. It's like, it's the little things in life, you know. But I'm most excited for people to see, to be introduced to my style, I guess. When you're starting out comedy, finding your style is a big thing. And so I probably still am, but this definitely feels like me, you know. I'm pretty animated on stage and doing some characters and telling stories from when I was a teenager. So I'm hoping that people connect to it on the same way that I would if I was watching it.
And it's on Amazon Prime. People are able to go on there and check it out right now?
That's right, yeah, Prime Video. So
Perfect.
It's included with your subscription if you have Prime. So I think a lot of people do, so that's exciting. When you first
found out that you were going to be doing a complete piece like this, what is your first step towards putting something like this together? Do you go, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? What do you just like take a bunch of your 5-minute clips and figure out how to get them all together into one full piece, or how do you go about it?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just trying out the material in snippets, 5-minute snippets, 10-minute snippets, and then fitting it together in a way that I think has a bit of a build-up and kind of saving the best stories for last, and making sure that they all kind of fit within a theme. And some of them don't. Some of them stray a little bit, and they're just kind of ideas that I came up with leading up to it. But a lot of it fits under that umbrella. Most of the bits were 5 minutes anyway, so that was a help. You know, I could just go out and do a 5-minute set, and it would encompass one, story or one bit. There was a couple that lasted longer, like the ones near the end are like closer to 10 minutes. And so I would have to do that broken up. But yeah, it was really just trying stuff out leading up to it and making sure that everything fit within the same umbrella of that theme.
Right. And how old are you right now?
Right now, I just turned 21, so I shot it when I was 19, and it was a long road of like getting it seen to people. So, yeah. But I'm thrilled that it actually happened.
To have shot this at 19 years old and then have to wait so long for the piece to release, what was that like for you to finally get it out? And what were you feeling in the time where you were just waiting for this thing to be released? Yeah, exactly. I know. It was a big road to actually do it, because I got the idea at a certain point, and then it was, almost a year leading up to actually doing it. So, there was a bit of relief. I'm like, all right, sick. I got it done. I couldn't believe it. I was thrilled. And then it was like, all right, now I got to wait for it to actually happen, because I didn't want to just release it, through YouTube or something, because I knew that it had the potential for something bigger. So it was there was a few moments where I thought, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do, but to actually have it realized on Amazon Prime, which was like one of my goals, I had a list of like top 3, streaming services that it would work on my wish list, and to get on one of those was just really awesome. And it kind of tells you that you just got to keep going down the road. You never know. There's some times where it'll feel like
okay, maybe I should move on to the next thing. And I did. I was doing tons of other things. I was training for acting. I was doing commercials and television and stuff. But at the back of my mind, I always had this passion project that I wanted to get off the ground. And the fact that it happened, it's unreal.
So what else are you up to right now? Obviously, coronavirus has sort of halted a lot of the entertainment industry. But before this lockdown started, what did life look like for you out in LA?
Yeah, I was training. I was doing acting classes, auditions and stuff. It was kind of the middle of pilot season.
Who are you training under, if you don't mind me asking?
Sherry Shaw in Studio City.
Okay.
And yeah, there was some auditions that were exciting, and I was expecting to hear back from. And then a week later, boom, Justin Trudeau looks in the camera and says, it's time to come home. And it really hit. I was like, oh, damn. So, that's what I did. And I probably won't go back for a while. I mean, it looks like it's going to be rough. It looks like, this won't really breeze over for, I don't know. We don't know until maybe next year, until the end of this year. So right now, it's been mostly about making my own projects, which luckily I have done that in the past too. So it's not uncharted territory for me. Back when I was 12, I started making YouTube videos. So that was all about me writing and filming and doing everything myself. So that's what I've been doing. I wrote a pilot, a comedic series that hopefully I could pitch around. And then I've been doing YouTube skits and stuff like that. And then I'm also associate producing a web series that just launched its first episode. It's called Juice Boys. And that's been in development longer than my special has. It's been almost 3 years, maybe even more. And it's about rappers trying to make it in the music industry. And it all takes place in Toronto. It has a bit of like a Trailer Park Boys vibe. It's very comedic and kind of a little bit raunchy.
So what do you have coming up as you look forward towards the end of lockdown? What is something that you're looking forward to that you're like, okay, this is going to be one of the first things on my list to knock off as soon as we're able to get out and about again?
Well, I've been doing a Spider-Man fan film series on that same channel that did the Juice Boys series, and that's called Six Side Studios. And over the years, almost 5 now, we've been doing feature-length Spider-Man films, and we're on our 5th one now. And so we were filming before I went to LA, and now we're looking to resume as soon as we can. Now, Toronto, as of now, you actually can resume filming, but they gave like literally no notice to people. The government was like, okay, in 2 days, everybody can film. And everyone's like, what? Already? So it's like, now it's like getting prepared and getting back up. But in terms of like the smaller stuff, the skits I'm already doing. I'm already meeting up with friends, just trying to keep it a little bit of a safe distance and just doing it, wearing a mask in the car and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm end of lockdown mode already, which a lot of people would probably frown upon, but I'm still keeping it safe, like in Toronto, a lot of stuff is open. And so I'm just really waiting for the casting offices to open and for the big productions to start up again. And that might be weeks to a month. I'm really looking forward to that though.
Okay, so I think a lot of teenagers, when they hear that you were 19 years old doing a stand-up comedy special for Amazon Prime, would think, I would like to do a stand-up comedy special when I'm 19 or when I'm in my teenage years. What advice do you have for teenagers that are looking to get into stand-up comedy right now?
Yeah, don't do it. I trademarked the idea. No, I would say there's no one real way to get it done. That's what I've learned. That you can look at others who have kind of done similar things that you want to do, but what you should take away is just their mindset and what it really takes. I can't give better advice than to keep pushing. If there's something that you want to do that hasn't gotten off the ground yet, it will. You just have to tell yourself that. And just work out your material, constantly be trying stuff out, and really get yourself out there. You have to get yourself to be seen on a bigger platform. I think people want to jump to the next step. A lot of people, even in acting, will ask me for advice, and friends that I went to high school with. And the first question is always, how do I get an agent? and they haven't done all the work before that leads up to that. It's not it's not a small feat to just get an agent. There's so much stuff. There's so many steps. You got to get your headshots, your reels. You got to get somewhat of a resume. It can't just be one line saying I like to act. And it's work, and it doesn't take a long time. I mean, if you are efficient, you can get all this stuff done in a small amount of time, but you have to really be every day like on that grind mindset. So I would say the same thing for this. You just have to really want it, because no one's going to want it more than you.
The entertainment scene in Toronto and in Canada in general, there's been a lot of big movies that are coming up that are going to be releasing in the next couple of months. Disney Plus has a movie called Clouds coming up that was completely shot up in Canada. Obviously, Degrassi for many years has been a Canadian produced show that has been worldwide popular. How would you describe the entertainment market climate in Toronto for someone that's trying to come up in it? Are you able to still get your first steps in the Toronto area in Canada? And what are some tips that you have for people that may be looking to get it started in Canada without heading down to California just yet?
Yeah, Toronto does have sporadic big things, like you said, Degrassi. It's not super consistent filming, but it's really getting there. I would say the Toronto industry for entertainment is like at its toddler stage, where in a few years it's going to be fully grown and thriving. Like over the past few years, we've seen a lot of films come down, even DC films, like Suicide Squad, the original one, and what was another one? Oh, Shazam was shot in Toronto, even though none of these movies that shoot in Toronto say that they're in Toronto. It's always like Philly or Gotham, No one wants to say Toronto. Even the show Suits, they've been shooting in Toronto, but it's New York. And I haven't seen this episode, but people have told me there's an episode where they go to Toronto, but it looks exactly the same as every other episode. And that it's the one episode where they don't have to Photoshop out the CN Tower. Every episode they have to. Sometimes they leave it in, though, by accident. But I would say that definitely get your start in a area like Toronto, Vancouver. I'm lucky to have Vancouver family, so if I ever have to go out there, I could probably stay with them, but haven't taken advantage of that yet. But yeah, these smaller markets are definitely the best way, I would say, to get your footing, because that's what I've done. There's obviously less jobs than LA, but there's less competition. And so I'm still trying to find the point, which is a very crucial one, of when to make the full transition. Like I haven't fully committed yet, but I am working on working papers and all that stuff for the US. I basically want to have the best of both worlds, which is, I could have my home base and then the area that I spend maybe half the year in, which is LA, that has the bigger jobs, the bigger opportunities, but also the bigger competition. So you have to put your big boy boots on when you're out there. But yeah, I think getting your start in a smaller market is definitely worth it. You're going to learn so much. You're not, if you just go right out to LA, you're a canary in the coal mine. You're not really aware of how everything works. And if you do get the opportunity to get on a set, you book your first job, you might feel like, whoa, what am I doing? And in Toronto, it's a really a great way to ease your way into it.
All right, so as we begin to wind down the interview here, we have our final 5 questions. They're basically the who, what, when, where, and how of who you are right now. The first question is, who do you speak with the most right now?
Okay, so Cameron Dodd, who is the creator of the Six Side Studios channel. So I co-produced the Juice Boys show with him, talk to him on a daily basis, throw ideas around, and we basically have a short film idea per day. And so we're looking to get a lot of filming done this summer.
What item do you use the most every day right now?
It's got to be my phone. I know it's a cliche answer. Everyone's probably saying it, but it's true. Some say I'm addicted. I say it's just a necessity.
When did you know you wanted to get into entertainment?
Probably 4 years old, when I would just act along with the TV and, reenact for nobody unless there was people in the room.
Where is your dream vacation?
Vacation. I don't really vacation much, but probably Hawaii, which I know is another cliche answers, but I like hula dancers.
And how do you define success?
Success, I think, is just doing what you love to do every day or close to every day. That would be my answer.
Perfect. Mark Ricci, thank you so much. Guys, you can see his comedy special right now on Amazon Prime Video. Go and check that out. Mark, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time today.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime, man.
Before we let you go, can we have you give us your elevator pitch, that 20 seconds of why, to get people that final step to go check out the comedy special?
All right. Well, guys, Amazon Prime is just a click away. You search in my name, boom, it's right there. You got that nice little flashy poster. You can even watch the trailer. It's a minute long. If you're not sure if you want to be invested, watch the trailer. And by the end of it, if you're not sold, what can I tell you? But if you're going to watch it, you're going to have a good time. It's a lot of fun. So you better check it out because, we can all use some laughs right now.